Welcome to Consciousness Reset, this special event at the request of Adamus. And here we are, ready to go on paradise. Right now, we're in this beautiful place of Hawaii, the Big Island. It's beautiful.
And by the way, thank you for making this beautiful floral arrangement for the event. I know you're kind of blushing with that, but no, actually, Linda really did. She went into the yard, she picked all the various flowers that are here, and put together the beautiful arrangement. So it's almost as beautiful as you are.
Oh,
so
you're embarrassing me. So yes, I'm a little embarrassed. But
anyway, so where were you?
Well, you know, it's kind of magical when you can go around and just anywhere on this property, you know, with the big clippers and
put that together.
Have such beauty right there in your own yard. So it is pretty stunning. And I'm embarrassed now.
Good. So welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to Villa Amio in Kona, Hawaii. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning here. I know for most of you it's much later. U.S. just went through their time change, so it's 4 hours different in Colorado. And over in Europe it's probably 12. Like 12 hours different. So welcome everybody. We're glad you could join us as kind of a last-minute event that Adamus called for in the last shout. He talked about how the planet is going through kind of a consciousness reset, and that it would occur between what would be March 14th and March 17th. So here it is, March 15th. We're right in the middle of it. And I'm kind of excited.
It's a good thing,
right? A little
right?
nervous, about what's to come, but we're just going to get into it and find out.
A lot of potential?
A lot of potential. So we're glad you're here. And
we're also here with our favorite star, Belle. Beautiful Belle, right here in front of us, here for all of us.
Yeah, get a shot of Belle. Belle is the Villa Amio dog, and she's such a sweetheart. I mean, she really embodies the energy of Shambhala.
Absolutely.
And when we're doing, whether it's a workshop or a live webcast like this, Belle loves hanging around. She loves, a lot of times, she'll lay right at my feet or Adamus's feet. So if you ever see me getting up awkwardly from the chair, it's because I've got to step over Belle to do that. But
and we love it.
She loves the energy. And
we love it.
And actually, I find the energy with her very soothing. She kind of I don't know if she kind of helps keep everything balanced. I love having her here. So.
Well, she's really smart and observant, and she can feel what's needed.
Yeah. So thank you, Belle, for being here.
We love you, Belle.
Anyway, we're going to get into it now. I know Adamus is ready. He's been ready for a little while, waking me up early this morning. And so, Linda, how about some breathing? And then we'll get into it with Adamus.
It's my pleasure and my honor. Thank you. Okay. So with that, please, let's open up this event with the good deep breath. Adamus, again and again, always invites us to take that good deep breath. Let the energies flow. Let the energies flow. Breathe and you can feel it in your whole body if you choose, not just the air, but the energies. Stay with the good deep breath and be with allowing. Take the good deep breath. Take the good deep breath. Breathe in Adamus if you choose. He's here, always, with every breath. So breathe in Adamus. Breathe it in, feeling and allowing. Take the good deep breath, opening up to this consciousness reset. It's here for us. Are you ready to breathe it in, to be with it, and be it? Breathe it. Be it. It's that good deep breath, that breath of awareness and consciousness. Can you breathe with awareness for you? Can you breathe in the consciousness? Breathe it in and really allow it.
I am that I am, Adamus of very sovereign domain. Welcome to this special presentation, this special gathering of Shambhala called Consciousness Reset. In our recent shout, I talked about how the planet is going through a reset, perhaps a little bit ahead of where we had anticipated, and more than anything, much deeper than anticipated. I'll get into that in just a moment, but first, my welcome, my thank you for being here. Secondly, we've come a long, long way. A long way. I look back sometimes in the book of Shambhala, and oftentimes I think, well, if it had just been about Tobias helping heal the wounds, helping you realize you're not crazy, you're here for a reason. It's part of the Atlantean dream. It's part of the time of machines, being here on the planet at this very special time. If it was just really about healing the wounds, that would have been fine. That would have been significant, but look how far we've come. Over these years that I've been with you, we've gone deep into what I call the physics of energies. We've been able to surpass what any other ascended master thought we would be able to do together as a group. We're talking about how to make energy work for you. We're talking about what the soul is. We're talking about realized Shambhala on the planet right now. We're talking about some of the trials and tribulations of staying here as a realized master on the planet. Not easy, is it? You're writing the book. You're writing the next chapters, anyway, of the Shambhala book. What it's like to stay here on the planet in this epic time, this unprecedented time. To stay here out of the drama, standing behind the short wall, simply being a radiance. Today, with this very special event that we have taking place, is such a perfect opportunity to do that. So we're not going to be talking about you, we're not going to be talking about new physics or anything like that. We're going to be here for our first gathering of Shambhala, benching together. Whether you're sitting on a literal park bench or whether your office chair or your bed, some of you the floor, like Belle on the floor, whether you're just sitting or lying there, it doesn't matter. But this is our first of what will be many more of these gatherings. As an embodied master, you're here to shine your light. You're not here to try to change the world. You're not here to trying to fix people. You realize now that simply doesn't work. You're not trying to do group healings, even necessarily individual healings. You're here simply to shine the light. And when you do, it shines the light on potentials that either people or society had never seen before, never seen. Well, it's kind of like, in a way, when the Atlanteans really didn't see the stars have always been there in the sky, but it was simply out of their consciousness. It's kind of like what we're doing now, but these aren't just stars. They're the potentials of life. They're the potentials for this glorious planet. And you're simply shining the light so that they may see. And then it's up to them to choose or not. It's kind of a nice assignment because you don't get graded on how well they do. You simply are in this place of being a master, shining the light. What we have here happening on the planet right now is unprecedented in all the times on the planet. Never has there been a type of consciousness reset as there is now. A consciousness for humanity, mass consciousness, has always been adjusting, changing, at times expanding, once in a while kind of contracting, but never has there been an event like this, where there's a reset on a global basis, and not just a little bit over here and a little bit there, not one culture, not one group of people, but it's sweeping across the planet. What we're doing today is going into feeling it. We're not here to try to influence it, shift it in this direction or that direction. We're not here to scream out at humans to say, hey, open your eyes, look at it. We're simply here to shine the light in our very first Shambhala benching gathering. There's a lot of reasons for it, the reset. You could say that if you trace where it came from, The real rays of this reset began, arguably 60 years ago, and it's been building a momentum ever since. The planet has gone through its ups and downs, its peace and its anxiety, its sneezes and its coughs. So humanity's been going through all these things for a while, and then comes COVID, or what I prefer to call it, coronavirus. Then comes COVID, and what an opportunity for people to go within themselves. Many had a lot of challenges with it. They didn't like being confined. Some people actually think face masks are a conspiracy. To what end, I don't know, but it sounds good. It's a nice distraction. The planet goes through this thing called the coronavirus, all at the same time as we have the disbanding of the Order of the Ark and the angelic families. All this happening at the same time. You can almost see this coming, the consciousness reset, but actually, I didn't figure it would take place this soon. I thought it would come later. But things are accelerated on the planet right now, moving very, very, very fast, as you can probably feel. Things are moving very fast right now, and now comes that point of reset. What we're doing here today is going in to feel it. Again, we're not trying to, please don't try to absorb the whole thing within yourself. Don't try to take it on. We're not going to be trying to change anyone or anything. We're not going to be going around tapping people on the shoulder psychically and saying, time to wake up, feel what's happening. I'd like you to experience what this is like. First of all, because it's unprecedented. Secondly, because I want you to really get into the ability to feel, really feel the energies, which actually are really yours, but that's a whole nother thing. But to feel it rather than to think about it. Now, I'm glad that Belle is here. I'm going to ask that we get a shot of dear Belle. You see, Belle feels the energies. She feels the energies. She doesn't really think a lot about the energy. See, she simply feels. And she feels when we do events and gatherings here, when we do our webcasts and our recordings. She's always here because she feels. We don't have to tell her what date we're shooting. We don't even have to tell her to be laying on the floor. She knows to be here. And so today, have kind of that Belle feeling, not thinking about it, not worrying about it, but just feeling all the energies, like she's doing. It's very simple, very innocent, very intuitive, and as you can see, very rewarding. She just gets to, oh, that's good. Sorry to disturb you. You can go back to feeling again. Good. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, we have to have one more shot here of dear Belle. So, yes, if you'd like to take this pose on your park bench or your bed or whatever, if you'd like to take this pose, that's fine. This is Belle saying, I am so open and I'm so sensitive to feeling. So thank you, Belle. Thank you for your live example here. Thank you. So what we have here happening on the planet right now is something at a very deep level. It's not that people are going to necessarily even notice it. Very, very few will notice it right now. If they notice anything within themselves, their life, it's just going to be like they're feeling a bleep, like a little bleep, like everything just stopped for a moment and then started up again, and just kind of scratched their head and attribute it to something they ate or not getting enough sleep or whatever. A few people are going to, like, when this happens, walk into a wall, maybe hit another car, things like that. But it'd be just a little bleep. It's not what some of you have thought or talked about. It's not going through the photon belt where for 3 days the planet emerges into darkness. That was never meant to be literal. That was figurative, and that was a while back. This is different, and it happens on an individual basis. The interesting thing is normally it wouldn't happen in this kind of a condensed time period, 4 days on the planet. And normally it would happen, it would stretch out over years and years, maybe even decades, where people were getting those little bleeps or blips in their life, a little reset, when it happens like this, when we're all together on the planet, is they're kind of on the same page right now, and in some ways, other ways not, but we've gone through this coronavirus period, and the one thing interesting about the coronavirus, it's lasted longer than most anyone would have anticipated. It's because, in a way, humanity is saying, as long as we're going to do a cleaning, let's really get in there and clean. We could have done this for 6, 8 months, and it would have had an important effect. But humanity kind of, mass consciousness kind of said, no, let's really get in there. You know what that's like? You go to clean your kitchen, and you think you're just going to wipe the counters and sweep the floor, but you end up going through every cabinet and cupboard and throwing out the old food in the refrigerator and reorganizing your pantry and everything else. You just get into it and you say, let's go for it. That's kind of what's happening with the coronavirus. It's gone more than anything, not just the length of time, but it's gone deeper. It's gone deeper than what was originally anticipated, or what we kind of felt into on the other side. Humans are saying, bring it on, even though it's uncomfortable, even though these masks aren't a lot of fun. Social distancing, probably okay with most people, but some of the other inconveniences, not being able to go out to restaurants, things. So bring it on. This isn't so bad, and that's what's happening. It's going deeper and deeper. The variants are allowing it to go to yet a deeper level, and then I don't even want to give a indication of when it's going to go away, but it will just go away. It'll just pretty much just be gone off the face of the planet. Once it's done, its cleaning and resetting job. What's happening now with the consciousness reset is when you have enough people on the planet going deep within themselves, saying, do I really want to keep doing this? Do I want to stay in those same patterns? In the same relationships, living in the same city, doing the same work, associating with the same people. When they really start to contemplate this on a deeper level, it causes such a change of mass consciousness. It disturbs the mass consciousness. I mean, it shakes it and it rattles it, because now there's enough people questioning their old ways. They question the institutions and the systems as well, and changes will come there, but the changes that are happening right now are on such a deep personal level, and that's what we're going to feel into in our session. Feeling into the depths of where this all is. It's, again, not on the surface. You're not going to read about it in the headlines. I know of no other group, consciousness, spiritual, new age, metaphysical group that's even really going there or aware of it. Some of the other ascended masters are going to be doing their own thing, kind of dovetailing on what we're doing, but we're actually the first to do it. Because it is so deep, it's not apparent. And even if you allowed yourself to kind of go into mass consciousness, you'd have to go through layers and layers, doorways and doorways, levels and levels, to get to where we're going to go to in consciousness reset. It's happening on that deep of a level. When things happen at that deep of a level, it takes a little while for the changes to all come through, to come to the surface, and for it to be obvious. I suspect you'll start to see some of those changes, for one, with some of the people around you. Not all, but a few. They're going to be stopping to reconsider their lives, and many of them are going to come to you, the embodied master sitting on the park bench, just to talk about it, just to talk about their life. They need to get the words out. They need to sit in your light. The changes, they'll come about. You'll see them in a variety of different ways, but the important thing for this gathering, let's go in and feel on the very deepest level of what's happening. Not on the surface. Don't go through the mind. Be a bell as we go into the real feelings. So let's begin our journey. Let's begin our gathering of consciousness reset. Get comfortable on your park bench, whatever that may happen to look like today. Let's take a deep breath. Good deep breath. Here we go. Unprecedented is this time, even this event. Humans all around the planet wondering, when this cloud of coronavirus lifts, when things get back to normal, do they really want them to be normal? Now, there's a lot of brave humans out there who, they said, let's go deeper. Let's extend this coronavirus. Let's have this unique opportunity to really dive in. And so the energies have gone there. Take a moment and feel as an embodied master sitting on your park bench. Feel into the core of this consciousness reset. You're thinking too much. You're thinking too much. Let's take a deep breath and let's try that again. You're a natural, sentient, sensitive, feeling being. Take a deep breath and just feel it. Don't think about it. Be a bell. It's there. It's very present. Consciousness reset on the planet. Now, it doesn't all happen in one moment with everyone. Thank goodness for that. That would be too overwhelming on everybody. But it is happening in a very, very short 4-day period. Humans just kind of stopping for a moment and allowing their consciousness to reset on a new path. Not everybody, but enough. I don't even know what really is hitting them, but they'll come to find out. When you put all this together, all these millions and millions of people, billions actually, it makes a huge difference. I didn't really think that this event would happen in such a condensed period of time and so soon. We thought it would happen a little bit later, spreading out over even a few years, but here we are. Take a good deep breath and feel that you feel. There's like these little flashes going off on so many different levels. A little restart here, a little restart there. It's kind of like a light going off for just a moment. And when it comes back on, it's got a different glow to it. Not kind of an old, dingy, yellowed, aged glow. It comes back on and it's a warmer, richer, fuller glow. And a glow that's interesting. It seems to have more light to it, but it's not an intense, eye-burning light. One by one, this is happening all across the planet. And here we are. Here you are, embodied masters, just shining your light. This is why you're here. This is why we're all here. Stay on the planet to facilitate consciousness. You had to go through a lot of your own stuff to get here, but as I was preparing for today, sitting in my dressing room at the Ascended Masters Club, I thought to myself, well, this is a turning point for Shambhala as well. So much of everything we've been doing has been about you, has been about the old wounds has been about understanding why you're really here, about the dragon in your life, releasing the vestiges of old issues and karma, and then getting into our graduate level classes, Kihak, talking about energy, the soul. Anyway, this is why you're here. I get kind of weepy. It's our first gathering of real masters. I don't have to be up here drawing diagrams and repeating lessons that have been said many times before, but I got to repeat them in different ways so it finally gets through. No, we're sitting here doing it. It's your passion. It's why you came here. Benching. Letting yourself feel into what's really going on and not trying to fix it. That's a big one. Letting yourself feel and be aware, acknowledging what's going on and not trying to fix it. That takes a lot of compassion. A lesser person would go in, they get caught up in the drama. They try to start fixing things. They put their own agendas in there, what they think is right, what they think is wrong, how they view the world, and defeats the whole purpose. Other groups will go in and try to open some new portal. The portal to what? I don't know, but some new portal. It sounds good. Let's go out and open portals. Nah. We're just here on a park bench, shining a light. Don't even have to work at that. The light shines by itself. So that when these humans right now, are going through this little reset of theirs, adding to the big reset of consciousness for the planet. And when they go through the reset, first, there's not a fear. And second, when they come back to their consciousness, they realize there's so much more there. They realize that it's really about pursuing your heart and your dreams, and it's so easy to get stuck in the old patterns. It's so easy to just live your life in the pattern from birth to death. But so many right now are saying, no more. Kind of like you said a long time ago. Now, they say no more, but they're not sure what comes next, how it comes next, what they should do. Not at all. There's a anxiety that comes along with it, a fear. It's almost a desire to go back to pre-reset. But they know they can't. I'm telling you what you already know. You've been through all this. That's where your light really comes in. You see, because they come through this reset of their own. And again, many aren't even aware of it at a conscious mind level, but they come through this reset, and then there's that fear. What do I do next? Well, when our light is shining enough, without agenda, without force, simply shining, they're going to see things that they wouldn't have seen before. And you take that one person at a time and you put that together with many people across all the lands and across the oceans of the planet, that makes a difference. It starts a difference anyway. Let's feel into the very core of what's going on. Deep, deep, deep down. Little blips and bubbles, little tweaks, little lights, some lights going off and then coming back on. feel into mass consciousness as a whole. Don't think your way there. Feel your way. Be a very sensitive being. Feel your way. What effect is this having on that cloud of mass consciousness? There's park benching, whether you do it by yourself or whether we do it in a group like this. Kind of fun. It doesn't take a lot of work. If you let yourself, you really get into the feelings of it. Kind of how all these little resets that are taking place are all having a much bigger effect. How these resets right now that are taking place on the planet, it'll cause some anxiety. People won't know kind of what's happening. Even the past couple of days, for any of you here, you're wondering what's going on. Why is everything so just kind of crazy, tense, or just can't put your arms around it? You're feeling the potential anxiety. But doesn't worry me. I know there are enough embodied masters on the planet right now shining their light. That's all that's really needed. A light in the darkness. Or perhaps it was just a light in the grayness. But a light. So in the reset, whether they realize it now or months, years from now even, they're just going to suddenly realize that there's so much more for them. Some of them are going to feel that they just felt a presence today. I don't know what it was. They just felt a presence. Something was there. Something kind of weird happened. It was like they just kind of blanked out for a moment, and then they felt a presence. I'm going to think maybe that presence kind of woke them up or jarred them back into reality or whatever, but they're going to have felt a presence. A non-intrusive, non-forceful, non-judgmental presence. A lot of them are just going to go, I must be going crazy, making all this up, but we know better. Take a deep breath and feel into the beauty of this reset. There's a definite feeling to it. There's a definite kind of vibe, feeling. And if you distill it down, rather than all the thoughts, if you distill it down, there's that feeling. I'll be quiet for a moment, just so we can really feel into it. Beautiful. Caldry interrupted and said, well, here you go again, Adamus. Just one short thing before we go into it. A beautiful, unprecedented consciousness reset. One being at a time. But in a very short period of time, these 4 days in March. All right, now let's feel into it. I will. I will be quiet for a little bit. Not for too long, but I will promise to just let you feel into them enough. let yourself really feel it. It means not going to that mental place, but it's a feeling. It's a sense. It's one of those things that you don't necessarily even want to try to define right now. It's just it's a knowingness of what's happening, feeling into that deep, deep, deep reset that's taking place. And being here, well, this is what you came here for. Not a lot of hard work, is it? It was just hard to get here. Once you get into this, being a master on the park bench, not real hard. Just being here. And you probably noticed also that while we were just sitting in that quiet, in the feeling, you were able to, well, you weren't carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. That'll crush even the best master. You weren't trying to fix or affect anything. You were just there. You were that presence. And you probably noticed that you also were going through some personal things. Your mind, your emotions were also doing their own kind of adjusting. Well, you could do both. You're in the end. You can be here as the master on the park bench and shining the light to the world, but also you probably felt things were adjusting within you, resetting within you. That's because you're feeling how now, as an embenched master, the energies start changing. You're feeling your own energies changing to serve you. Readjusting, reformatting. Because now you're here. You're in this place that is really your passion. Passion doesn't have to scream out and dance all around or be hot as fire. No, passion can be this quiet, deep place. You're in your passion now. Being here for the very reason that you chose to be. Now you know what it's like to really be an embodied master. I like to say this is kind of a benchmark event for us, marking the first time we all got together. Not trying to change a thing, but simply doing what you came here to do. So with that, my dear friends, such an honor to be here today, such a beautiful honor to be here with each and every one of you. And to be here with Belle, who is just waking up from her experience. Dear Belle, getting ready for another day of being a dog on the planet. So with that, let's take a good deep breath together. What a beautiful event. Consciousness reset. Let's take a good deep breath together. I am Adamus in service to you. Thank you.
So, allow yourself to really feel into this precious time. Breathe into it. Feel you. Feel it. Be with that good deep breath. This incredible consciousness reset. Allow what it is. Just allow it and be with it. Wonderful that it's a beginning and there's more. Take the good deep breath. That breath with awareness and consciousness. Thank you for being here with Jeff, channeling Adamus Saint-Germain, for this consciousness reset. Take care of you and stay with the good deep breath and the breath of consciousness. Thank you for being here with us.